Why didn't you answer the door? An annoyed Bakugou stomped into your room. His eyes widened when he saw you curled up on your bed, eyes squeezed shut as you panted slightly in pain. Forcing your brain fog aside, you cracked open your eyes to see an angry, concerned Bakugou leaning over you. What's the matter with you? He was trying to speak soft, but it came out rough anyways. Your eyes widened as you became fully alert at last. You'd forgotten that Bakugou was coming over, and you hadn't really heard him because you'd been so out of it. You immediately sat up, plastering on a smile. It's nothing, you said, embarrassed. Bakugou growled, taking note of your stiff posture and tight smile. Cut that crap. Tell me the truth. Your face flushed. You felt awkward about explaining period cramps to Bakugou. It really wasn't his problem. Bakugou glowered at your silence. Who did this to you? The look in his eyes spelled a death sentence for someone, as though an explosion was building within him. You started. What? No, it's just me. You gritted your teeth against the dull, achy pain swallowing you. Listener, Bakugou growled, eyes narrowing like he didn't believe you. I'm on my period, okay? You snapped, suddenly angry, and I didn't want to tell you, but there you go. You turned your back to him, curling up in a tight ball on your bed. A dumbfounded Bakugou stared, a slight blush tinting his cheeks. You can just go, you muttered, embarrassed and annoyed. You closed your eyes again and focused on breathing. Your mattress squashed down near you, gravity sliding your curled back against Bakugou as he sat down next to you. I'm sorry, he muttered gruffly. You opened your eyes briefly to glance at him. He was looking away, a blush still dusting his face. He seemed embarrassed, but in a, I know I messed up kind of way. He didn't leave. It was kind of comforting that he didn't seem weirded out by your predicament, just embarrassed that he'd reacted badly. You sighed. It's not your fault, and it's really not your problem. Sorry for snapping at you. You closed your eyes again. Bakugou watched your shallow breathing as you curled further in on yourself, balling your hands into small fists. He wished there was something he could do. Something he could blow up to make your pain go away. What does it feel like? He muttered. Your eyebrows furrowed at the question as you replied with closed eyes. Honestly, like getting punched in the gut. Repeatedly. Bakugou's hand hovered over your head. Can I? Your quirk was telepathy. Usually that meant intentionally sensing other people's thoughts or transmitting thoughts. But if someone pressed a hand to your temple, they could feel exactly what you were feeling. You rarely used that part of your quirk. I'm not sure you really want that, you warned. Bakugou took that as permission, gently pressing his hand on the side of your face to feel what you felt. He hissed softly, suddenly feeling depleted of energy. A dull pain twisted at his gut in the lower abdomen, going on and on without letting up. Shaky, weak, slightly nauseated, and lightheaded, he found himself breathing shakily, like you'd been doing. He had to force himself to think through the brain fog. He slid his hand away from your temple. Immediately, the pain vanished and his energy and well-being surged back. He glared down at you. How long had you been dealing with this? How many times had you curled up to deal with your pain alone? He'd noticed that there'd been a few days, while you'd been dating, that you hadn't quite seemed on top of your game. But he'd never imagined how much discomfort you might be capable of hiding. Is there medicine you can take? He asked. I can only take a little bit, any more, and the medicine makes my stomach hurt. After a pause, Bakugou scooped you up and pulled you into his lap. Huh? You muttered groggily. Arms still encircling you, he eased himself down to cuddle you. His body heat radiated into your shaking form like a heating pad, and his arms tightened around you reassuringly. If he was trying to distract you from the pain, it was working. The spreading warmth and tight hold seemed to make the aches ease off a bit, and your body relaxed into him. The pain was still there, but everything was slightly better. You focused on breathing evenly and deeply. Bakugou brushed a strand of hair from your face. I'm here, he said gruffly. Despite your distracting pain, you chuckled at how cute he was acting. You sound like All Might, you slurred lethargically. You could sense rather than see his pout. He was quiet for a while, still except for the comforting movement of his breathing. Listener, he asked. Huh? What? If I hadn't seen, were you planning to fake being fine today? Yeah, I guess, he muttered. Bakugou's hold tightened on you. He sounded mad. You've done this before, haven't you? You frowned, still kind of out of it from the brain fog, but trying to bring your thoughts together since your last response seemed to have annoyed him. It's just part of life, Katsuki. I don't want to be a bother just because I feel weak for a day now and then. You're not weak. You're strong, really strong. But listener, don't you dare fake anything for me. Shh, I want to support you, you dummy. Got that? You smiled at his impassioned speech. Okay. He relaxed slightly. Call me next time, he said gruffly. Don't ever be alone when you're like this. You snuggled into him, smiling. Thanks, Katsuki. His strong arms embraced you protectively. It was a chill day for the two of you. Your pain decreased to a lower level after a couple hours, but Katsuki wouldn't let you push yourself. He made your favorite foods when you felt up for eating, and even watched chick flicks with you, though he couldn't resist yelling at the main guys when they acted, quote, stupid, telling them what they should have done. Just tell him to keep his stupid money. Don't be a sellout, he yelled at Verona in 10 Things I Hate About You. Watching Bakugou was more fun than watching the movies, you thought. He caught you smiling at him. His expression softened the tiniest bit. Are you feeling better? Plus ultra better. He put a hand to your temple again, sensing what you felt. You're lying. I'm not lying, Katsuki. Even if it hurts, your support makes everything plus ultra better. He looked at you, surprised. You mentally snapped a photo, chuckling at how cute his expression was. He pulled you back into his arms comfortingly, by way of response, before resuming the chick flick. Hi guys, it's Anya Kay. I look forward to chatting with you guys in the comments, and if you are aching and having one of those days, you have all my empathy. You are awesome, and I'm just giving you a hug right now. Bloopers! You're not weak, you're strong, really strong. But listener, don't you dare call me next time. Katsuki's voice is so hard. Probably the hardest one I've attempted so far. I thought it was Mike. No, Bakugou is harder. Okay. Hey, I'm Aizawa. I'm Shinso. I'm All Might. Todoroki. I'm Amajiki. Mirio Togeda. President Mike! Oh! Anya Kay, stop. They've had quite enough of your shenanigans. But Aizawa, are you questioning me? Nope.